Okay, well, here's a question for the ages. Did it go live, like, where I was instead of the information is... Oh, gosh. I was trying to find a song to play before talking, and I was like, well, I'm pretty well ready. I have a drink. It's not alcohol because I have to work tomorrow. I was like, whatever. Oh, shit. What did I do? I'm not wearing headphones, so if my volume is different or if I don't really play any music, well, tough monkeys. And speaking of tough monkeys, monkeys are who made this freaking program, software, and everything else. Start free trial. Well, it's not even worth a nickel. Creating arrays. Earlier we saw that an array could be used to store a list of values in a single variable. You can stuff any number of numbers in there, and you can repeat numbers, and they don't have to be in numeric order. Okay. Let's see. An array is, yeah, I remember. 1, 3, 7, 22, 68. Thought I was going to do 69. Double lot. Bill. That's probably not going to... Wait. Set it equal to an array of your choice. That's what I just did. Oh, yes. Oh. Looks like my array isn't an array. Hooray! Okay, an array is... Oh. Any number of... Okay, so it is number specific. That's a lie, because you can store words in there. That's what that whole redacted thing that didn't work was supposed to do. Oof. Put one of those immune system boosting tablets in some water, and it tastes really good right now for some reason. What the hell? I think my chair broke. Anyway. Access by index. There's something interesting about arrays. Each element in the array has what's called an index. The first element is at index 0. The next is at index 1. Blah, blah, blah. We can access elements of the array directly through these numbers using brackets. The diagram below shows how these indices work for our sample array. 57920. The first element has index 0, the next is 1, the next has 2. So, this is a bit of an oversimplification, but it gets the idea across. For now. Okay, I sort of got it on word go. You didn't really have to over-explain that. We can access the inf element of an array called array by putting the index in square brackets. Gets the first element array 1, gets the second. This is called access by index. Print array. I feel like 400 today. Oh, no space. Oh, notice that. So it'd be 0, 1, 2, 3. And then go. Fuck. Make sure to use square bracket notation to print out the third element of demo array. Oh, bugger. I'm thinking just a little too soft on this. Boop. Remember, array indices start with 0, not 1. What? Yes. Print the third value. I literally did that, but just... Ooh, I didn't... Yeah. Okay. All of that information is here, whereas in previous lessons you didn't even get a hint. and it was all wrong. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous that you would just not have consistent teaching. Arrays of non-numbers. Hooray! There's something you might not have known. You can make an array of any collection of Ruby objects. No, I did know that because of the whole redacted thing not working, allowing me to create an array out of a string. You can make an array of booleans. An array of strings and possibilities are almost endless. Well, what's the almost? Create a new array called string array. Make it an array of strings. Oh yeah. I'm going to be perfectly honest, I don't remember what a string is. I know it's that thing you dangle in front of a cat when you want him to do a somersault and fall over. But, you know. String array. Make it an array of strings. String theory. Strings are those are the ones in the quotation marks, I think. Dude. Yard. Pickle. Whoa, what did I do there? Cookie. Well, I did that. Puts array. I want a cookie. What? Print. Oh, fuck me. It's like I want to print the array, but I'm not specifying the right thing. There was a fun little thing in Kobayashi's Dragon Maid specifically where the code that Kobayashi is writing on multiple instances is calling for things like pickle and cookie and stuff. And according to an aforementioned person I know who knows a lot about coding, the code that she's writing in that show is compilable. So that's the level of detail that Kyoto Animation put in. Not just on Toru's boobies. Okay. Arrays of arrays. Fuck. Oh, let's just double brackets. You might ask yourself, what if I could put anything in an array, can I make an array of arrays? The answer is yes. Check out the array of arrays we have in here. Isn't that just a reception or something like that? Array of array are called multi-dimensional arrays, okay. Shoot myself in the foot. Since the act of adding more arrays expands the array out of its string-like shape. For instance, the array in the editor is a two-dimensional array. Pardon. Can you guess what the two-dimensional array will look like? Not a clue. It's going to print what the fuck? What /n? There's my Dr. Mr. Question. Multi-D array equals an array of 0, 0, 0, 0. I know, I get how that's written. Each. This is assigning x to each array, but this is assigning x to each. It's going to put every single one of them out in something. I don't know what n is. Whatever unique turnout this is going to be, I'm going to learn what n is just by observation. And go gadget disco stick. Oh, new lines. That's how that works. So yeah, it's going to print out each individual array, because these are all arrays within arrays. Ooh, that's gonna get very tiring. Arrays of arrays of arrays. Erased. Show that I've not watched. See how two-dimensional arrays with the same number of elements per row and overall rows is a square. An array like a line is one-dimensional. So an array of arrays like a square is two-dimensional. Oh gosh, we're getting into frickin' trigonometry, geometry, the algebra. Fuck, you're in the ass. Create your own two-dimensional array called my2darray in the editor. The elements of the inner arrays can be anything you like. Number, strings, booleans, or so on. Check the hand if you need help. Okay. My gorillas member array. And then it's going to be equals, because I have to assign it, is going to be an array within an array. Different kinds of shows, I suppose. No, I'm just, why don't I just do, well, bugger it. Yeet, beat, skeet, deet. Deet is that stuff you get in mosquito repellent for like deep woods crap. Yeet, beat, skeet, deed. Chicken, rooster, ham, burger, and then does it have to be 4? I just want to do 3. Yes, no, maybe. Write your own la. You stupid. Looks like my 2D array isn't an array. I hate you. I absolutely despise this. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Is this an array? Oh gosh. Interesting. That. See, with the same number, blah blah blah, an array with. It can be anything you like. Numbers, strings. Bugger me, they're not strings. Oh, welcome to the doghouse, Dave. You just have to go through and add freaking quotation. But I should have noticed that. That's how you know you're not going to pass the class, is when you completely miss a friggin' something that you've learned. And I sort of question, is this because I go to work, then come back and do this? Or is it because I'm an idiot? Or is it because I'm not taking this seriously, which I wish I was taking this more seriously, and my brain says, Dave, don't live stream this. Do this at your own super casual pace. Take as long as you want. Don't even slightly. I don't even like that array, so I'm going to get rid of it. Groovy. Mi presente, or el presente, mi array. Oh, I'm really glad I didn't have to... Anyway, introduction to hashes. Oh gosh, isn't this like... I forget what hashes are. Well, of course, I forgot what they are because I never learned them, but that's the... reminds me of something else. We know that arrays are indexed with numbers that end with 0 and go up to the array's length minus 1. Think about it. Bob, I get it! Is this really the part that people don't understand? But what if we want to use numeric indices that don't go from in order from 0 to the end of an array? What if we want to use numbers as indices? What if we don't want to use numbers as indices at all? We need a new array structure called a hash. Shit. Hashes are sort of like JavaScript objects or Python dictionaries, neither of which I know because I didn't take those lessons. Life of Boris suggested that Python was easy to learn. I should have probably just done that, despite the fact that I didn't want to use Python. If you haven't studied those languages, all you need to know is that a hash is a collection of key-value pairs. The fuck does that mean? Hash syntax looks like this. Key is value 1, or yeah. Values are assigned to keys basically using an arrow. It's like, yeah, this is it. This is it. I'm pointing at my screen. It's like, this is he. Values are assigned blah, blah, blah. You can use any Ruby object for a key or value. Cool. We've created a hash in the editor to the right. See how it's made up of keys and values. Check out the code below it. It should look vaguely familiar. Okay. Okay, looking at this makes a lot more sense than most of everything else. It's just a hash. You assign this immediately. Okay. Bear with me. Like, this, you can assign a bunch of stuff to this object. Or, what is it called? Value? I don't know. But basically, it's like, while you're under the influence of this bracket, you create, and now this is what's going to completely screw me. Is remembering to make a string out of it. But, yeah. So you can essentially create objects within the hash and then just recall it from that hash as long as it's, yeah. So it's just going to be like, Eric26 true. But I wonder if you can... Oh gosh, like, say you ask a user, or you ask somebody what their name is, if you can save it as an object, sort of like that, and then be like check name or something like that, it'll just be like recall my hash, which unfortunately, I think that's inefficient. Something tells me this is not the most efficient way of doing things, but it actually does kind of make sense to me. What we just showed you was a hash literal notation. We call it that because you literally describe what you want in the hash, you give it a name, and you set it equal to one or more key value pairs inside curly braces. You can also create a hash using hash new, baga. Setting a variable equal to hash new creates new empty hash. It's the same as setting a variable equal to empty curly braces. Okay. Question, what's it wanting me to do now? Okay, creates a new empty hash. It's the same as putting the variable equal to empty curly braces. Okay. Oh, okay. Pets. Why does it have to be capitalized? It's not. I've yet to hear an explanation as to what the different, why you would capitalize something. I mean, if I did hear it, then I forgot it. I'm going to be taking several Ruby courses, like anyone that's free or anyone that's not this. I think Khan Academy does coding stuff, so I mean, I'll see if they have Ruby and see if I can run it through there. Unless this is Khan Academy, just under a different name, in which case, fuck! We can add to a hash two ways. If we created it using literal notation, we can simply add a new key value pair directly between the curly braces. If we use hash new, we can add to the hash using bracket notation. Okay, well, add a pet to your pet's hash. Okay. Pets. Shout outs to my cat Sugar. Best cat I ever had. She died the day I bought Mario Kart 8, so as much as I love that game, every once in a while I'm just like, you know, I really wish I was playing this with Sugar on my lap. I'm interesting. Okay. I forgot how to Kevin Sorbo. You can access values in a hash like puts, pets. I won't print cat. What if I don't want to print cat? In the example above, we create a hash called pets. Then we print cat by accessing the key Stevie in the pets hash. Really? It remembered that? Access the key value pair. You added to pets, like in step 2 in the example above. Well, I'm gonna put my other cats. So Z equals cat. This one's gonna take some explaining. She looked like a possum when she was a kitten. Anyway. But, I'm going to be very angry if I have to know the syntax for how to end a hash.new. But please run cat. Okay. So you can assign like a descriptor. That is very cool. Oh gosh. Okay, reintroduction to iteration with The Simpsons. Remember when we covered loops and iterations? Barely. We could use a whole bunch of different methods for looping in a program. When we loop over an array or a hash, we say that we iterate over it. We'll be using the .each iterator to iterate over arrays and hashes in this section. Take a look at the code in the editor to see one example of how we might go about this. Oh, gosh. I don't think it's going to actually, like... Okay, so friends, it's going to create an array out of the friends. Why is X So it can be unique to the array. Millhouse, Ralph Nelson, Otto, Homer, Dad, Marge, Mom, Lisa's sister, Maggie's sister, Abe, Grandpa. Who's the point of reference? So puts X and Y. That doesn't make sense. Like what's the X and Y diddling here? I really feel like they don't explain everything. Because I would like to know why having that. I mean, all this is independent. We can have like multiple X properties, but why? I get why it's independent because it's all in different curly braces, but why does it recognize that specifically? Is it just because it's all part of like the same individual array assignment and everything else? I bet it's going to try to explain it and then not work. Iterating over arrays. Iterating over arrays is easier than it looks. Prove it. In the example above, we create an array called numbers with 5 elements. Then we say, take this array and for each element, print it to the console. As usual, we can only use placeholder name for the bit between the two blah blah characters. Use the each iterator to puts out each element of the language's array. Make sure to use puts instead of print, so each element is on its own line. At least they're starting to explain that. Curly brace. Element. Again, I should really be doing this full screen. That way I'm not just copying examples, but actually making a freaking attempt. Which is each words. It's probably gonna want me to use element, so let's use element. So it's assigning each of the individual languages to element under this array. And it's going to put element, but since it's puts and not print, it's going to put it on individual new lines. Groogy. I don't think it would have failed me anyway, but whatever. It surprised me before. I thought that said gravure or gravure, the adult, the naked Japanese woman, women. Anyway, iterating over multi-dimensional arrays. Crap. This is gonna get complicated. We've created a 2D array. S for sandwiches. What? Let's iterate over S in such a way that we don't print out each element as an array like ham Swiss, but each element within each subarray, so we get a list of all the meats and cheeses within S. If we wanted to access Swiss, we could type S01. Okay. Meaning bring me the second element of the first element, which is Swiss, if we iterate over a regular array. How might we iterate over an array of arrays? Well, we iterate over a regular array using array each element action. Something tells me that this is supposed to be S if it were to be a practical example, but since this is highly impractical, subarray each. Ah, that hurt. Ah. Oh, hell, I don't even know. Each. I mean, it's not those brackets, you dingus. Element. Well, y'all motherfuckers don't explain shit. This is assigning the individual under element. Which means you ever start doing something and really think that you're not doing anything? Yeah, I don't know either. And then we're gonna assign this to carbs. Oh no. That didn't turn blue. This has already gone to hell. Unless... Fuck. So you can't iterate on it sort of within itself. That's not gonna work. Each element. Looks like it didn't print anything to the console. What? I literally did print element. Well, that was a really dumb idea. Created a 2D array, iterate. I don't know, because you didn't explain this. Your S each do RB. What the fuck is this? Subarray each do Y puts Y end end. Now, you lost me. Do I not understand this, or do I not understand this? I'm seriously gonna put a hole in my wall. I hate having to go to the forums. Can't. S each X puts X. S each do subarray X each array each do put Y and huh? So it wants me to do a loop. What the fuck? Hand switch S each do subarray. This grabs each subarray inside S and assigns it to subarray. Subarray each do Y for each of the elements in the sum assigned to Y, puts Y prints what? Y hash prints each element. Puts Y. I don't think I'm cut out for this. I really don't. I'm actually trying to get this going and I don't understand it. It was my first head scratcher. Well, good for you. Good for you. Do subarray each do Y. Subarray each do. You're full of shit. This is not going to print. Print Y, puts Y, end. What the hell? I guess I don't understand the syntax. Like, this is another language. And it's not a speaking language like what I'm good at. This is something different, and I'm making excuses. I need to stop streaming this. I need to stop recording this. I just need to do this at my own fucking pace. And I have to piss. Okay, but I'm going to try to learn from this. Each do subarray. So S la. Each do subarray. What? So those lines, a pipeline or something that is grabbing from arrays. So it's like I don't get the relation between subarray and why. Why does it know this? Why does it know what it's pulling? And the longest each do subarray each do. God damn it! Iterating over hashes. I gotta pee. I'm gonna turn my mic off. Okay. Let's continue on with whatever this is. Okay. When iterating over hashes, we need two placeholder variables to represent each key value pair. In the example above, we created a new hash called restaurant menu. Yeah, but that's not what the lesson is going to be, so I'm going to have to, like, translate this. Then we loop through the restaurant menu hash and assign the key to item and the value to price in each iteration. Hash and assign the key to item and the value to price. Finally, we puts out okay, noodles, soup, and salad. Use each to iterate over the secret identities hash. Secret identities each do oh fuck. Assign the key to item and the what? Use puts to print on each key value pair separated by colon and a space. The console, just like in the example above. Oh, okay. Does it? No, okay. Hero identity puts string of this is listen hero and then it's a colon space for some reason. The theory behind it has not been disclosed. Identity. Put a space there because fuck you. And do. See that they're using the do loop or it each do. Is that it? Loop do loop a doop a doop a. Bullshit, I didn't print out anything to the console. It did exactly what I was supposed to do. Did you mean secret identities? Yes, I did. Groovy! Okay, so to print out each so if I wanted to say call a specific one, would I do hero say 3 whatever that is, probably Wonder Woman. 3 identity 0 because Wonder Woman is Bruce Wayne. Woo! Okay. What happened there? What happened there? That's an impressive bit of I have no idea. Okay, I don't want it to eat itself. Oh gosh. Great work, you learned a lot. No, I just floundered through it as per usual. Let's do a little review to be sure you really know your stuff. Fuck. Create your own multi-dimensional array. Okay. Multi-dimensional array. Is there a parameter called my array? Okay. That way it knows what to look for. My array equals an array of meat, rice, and food. In addition, another array of chicken, bollocks, chicken, beans, green corn, and we'll do another array of yeet, skeet. Whoop. Yeah, it's capital letter. Fuck it. It's cousin Skeeter. And doot. Some elements of the innermost array can be anything you want. Well, that's it. I win. Good, now let's create a hash. Feel free to either use hash notation, hash literal notation, or hash new. I don't know which I would rather have. Can I do both? Whatever. Create a hash called my hash in the editor. Okay. Which do I think would be more useful? Like, you can assign, you know, like, new stuff instead of being like, yeah. Whereas this is, like, easier on the surface and can hold a value. This, well, this will also hold a value. Yeah, it does the same damn thing. Except this, I think, would actually kind of keep things a little, not cleaner, but those curly braces would, in theory, make it a little easier to find the hash that you create. So prices equal curly brace, da 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 da, ends with curly brace. What was it? My hash, that's what they wanted. Well, that fucking sucked. Anyway. My hash equals. And there's strings. Yeah. I dislike. Wait, I like this. Equal. Actually, here's a fun thing. My hash. Well, I can't get funny with it. I'm just gonna do fuck. Who would I? Oh, I know. Just anime protagonist, because I legit kind of don't care. That would go on too long. Rico is the protagonist of That's not gonna work because it's not gonna come up. Whatever. Don't overthink it. Well, what other shows have I been watching? God damn it. Okay, we're not doing protagonists anymore. We're just doing this. Whoops. I don't know how many I needed to make, but I'll do one more. Groovy! I have achieved a thing. Was that all I needed to do? Yeah. Did you declare a variable called my hash? Yes, I did, but it's a space instead of an underscore, so I completely ruined it. A variable? Oh, variable, you stupid motherfucker. Equals my hash. Oh! Baga, 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 baga. There isn't... Oh my gosh. Local variable or method made in Abyss. Variable. Okay, Rico fucking made it. I'm gonna rewrite this whole thing because I don't like how. God damn motherfucker. I hate this fucking shit. I'm not learning anything and I'm just getting madder. Made in Abyss is a 10 out of 10 show for me. It's not perfect, but it's fantastic. Recent show that I watched, Angel Beats. Angel Beats is, off the top of my head, without any critical thinking, without any real thinking whatsoever, it's about... is a really strong... It's a pretty strong... I'm feeling 7.5. 7.5. It's a strong 7.5. There's things about it that I mean, it's lovely, but it didn't quite sell me on certain aspects of its world. Anohana. Watched that with my friend Patrick. Emotional, really good. I'd say that it's at least an 8. I don't know if I would go any higher than that because I thought its celebrated over emotional ending was really dragged out. Okay. Violet Evergarden is a would get a very solid get a very solid, I'd say 9. Primarily because it doesn't start off that particular, off all that well. And the final couple episodes with that train really annoyed the snot out of me. So let's call this... Looks like my hash isn't a hash. Well, suck my dick. Okay. Well, at least I did that much. Iterating. Fuck. We've done a fair amount of iteration over arrays, so to finish up, let's review how to iterate a hash. Iterate through each key value in lunch order. Please put out the value of each pair, just the value, not the key. Okay, so there's our hash, quote unquote, because this thing doesn't bother to create unique examples all the time. Numbers each element, it was like element, comma, yeah, and then it was puts out the value of each pair. And then it was every part of me says to put curly braces. Yeah, okay. I suppose I could have found out after trying it, like braces. Student food item, and then puts student puts food item. Well, no shit. Student. You should print it. Put out the value of each pair. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't read the instructions clearly enough because I'm fucking stupid! Why can't I just get this right? My gosh. Student food item. Print. That's not what I wanted to do. Thank you very much. Although, that curly brace fucked it, so that's... I mean, that's not even worth a fuck. Lunch order each student food item. Print food item. Go! And it chewed itself, so... We gotta make sure that this actually fuck. Thank you. Food items. Puts. Oh, son of a bitch. Had I paid attention to the instructions, would I actually do better if I was actually working on my own personal project and had a personal stake in this and understood what it was I was trying to do? Probably. But then again, I'm fucking stupid. I wonder how to get... I wonder. Given 2, expected 1. What? I still don't know how to do stuff like that. And if I should know by now, then I really feel dumb. Alright, so it's 11 o'clock. I'm doing this for an hour. In this project, we'll write a program that reads a block of text and tells us how many times each word appears. Yeah. We can do that. We can do that later. That's freaking hilarious, isn't it? Okay, so that is an hour. I want to figure out something better to do with my time other than just watch YouTube. But Saberspark put out a thing about Stripperella, which was that one more adult-themed cartoon that Stan Lee made. I don't remember where I heard about that, but I did hear about it somewhere, and I guess learning more about it wouldn't help me. Well, it wouldn't help me either, but it certainly wouldn't hurt me. Unless you consider the fact that Pamela Anderson starred in it. I already know that little tidbit, so Pamela Anderson hurts me by existing. I really don't like that bitch. Anyway, the falls on mainly in the Brain Plain, Spain. Okay, well that's fun. So, I guess I'll see all of nobody later because nobody's watching. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha. What a story, Mark. I'm out of water anyway. But at least I got less mad. I only punched the wall once. Oh, fuck it.